Not that I spend a lot of time on dating apps, but you'd be surprised at the power of a quick hello, real life, in person, goes a long way. Even if you get rejected, it's one less swipe that you spent on a dating app, especially to the young guys out there. So I've seen profiles with these gals. I posted up with pictures with 100 dozen roses and first class meals, flying private class jets, and sitting at fancy restaurants, posting pictures of themselves on these dating apps looking for the real deal, looking for the husband material. No time for games. Don't waste my time. When clearly another man is whining and dining and trying to win them and court them over, giving them the best time of their lives. Also, these men are wasting their time too. My recent girlfriend that I just broke up with, I kept a little bit of an open mind because I'm an older man. I know that nothing is going to last forever. And we had a significant age difference, but when we were together, we look awesome together. Part of it, main reason is because I kept up. I kept up my grooming, I kept up my maintenance and self improvement. And while I was vested, I wasn't emotionally invested where I was too heartbroken after we broke up. You can just type in Colombian girlfriend on my channel and bring up the videos. And I know she was on dating apps. She was talking to other guys. And that's all right because it's kind of better if it ended anyway. That was a year and a half in. And I knew I wasn't going to marry her. But I don't think she was marriage material either. Sometimes there are pros and cons of dating in this climate. But here's why younger guys may struggle a little bit. And some of the older guys will too. Because some of us never grow out of these habits. And once you understand the game, once you understand the dating platforms today, and how many options these women have, then you can kind of accept things for where they stand versus mismanaging your emotions and wasting so much time gaslighting yourself and ruminating on the experience of what could you have done better or what could have been. See, social media has literally ruined today's modern society and modern era of dating. Like, there are surveys, there are reports, there are articles all over the internet, right? Studies that show that young guys don't even know how to ask a girl out. They haven't even approached women in real life. That's why there's a influx of dating coaches that actually teach you cold pickup, right? It's not even necessary because just remember that we are putting them on a pedestal when they are very much human beings, just like us. So just because they look pretty and they have that physique and innocent looking face, they go to the bathroom just like we do. Okay. As a matter of fact, they have another function, biological function. They're on the cycle, right? So there's a lot that happens there when you put the human perspective together, right? In that sense, they're very much human beings just like us. And sometimes it can take many, many years of our lives and decades to get to this point and realize there's no harm in saying hi. There's no harm in saying hello, you know? And that's one side of the equation. But let's just say, even if you break through, right? You get through that introduction and she gives you her number and you guys exchange Instagram profiles. Typically, that's the way it is. The thing to do today is to exchange your Instagram profiles versus giving your phone number out. Me being an older man today, I realize it's not so much like here's my number, because I'm used to saying here's my number, shoot me a text, blah blah blah. I'll have to take you out sometime. It's that simple for me. And I think some of these younger girls appreciate that is because I'm so direct and forward that they're taken back that wow, guys like this exist today, except older men. At least some of us have the confidence, if you've done the work and put in the work, to be confident in yourself and ask someone out and be okay with the rejection. Most times you'll be rejected. Move on to the next. But here's where it gets really, really tricky, and it's not even worth it. Most times is you got to realize, right? At first hand, I've been the guy that's with them, with the girl, and you sometimes get lucky to get a sneak peek of a preview into the Instagram DMs. And I can tell you, I am the guy that reached their DM. I am one of the guys that reached their DMs. And now she's laughing at all these other hundreds of guys that she's left on unread. And some of these guys are talking to themselves on there, double texting, double messaging, triple DMing. Some of them have never stopped DMing for years. Like I'm talking about 1, 2, 3 years. And I know this from experience, and I've seen some of these cases. So, what does this tell you of today's dating society, right? Like the time and effort you put in chasing these women, right? It doesn't matter how old you are, guys, and it doesn't matter how old they are, because even older women have these options. But they are very, very picky, and this is where social media, dating apps, which are often tied to Instagram, they're all interconnected, right? You can find the link generally. You go to one, it leads you to the other links, right? And we're not talking about the eights and the nines and the tens. We're talking about the fives and sixes. Like even they think they're a bunch of tens. Like in their world, in a woman's world, there are no fives, there are no sixes. They're all tens. You don't believe me? Find out for yourself. They all think they're tens. No one is below an eight. So us guys, we can accept our ratings like I talk about. We can be fives, we can be sixes, and we strive to do better through self-improvement and putting ourselves in a better financial position as well. There's a lot we have to do as men to come up to par and yet fall short of their ridiculous grocery list of an item checklist that they have for us. It's not that we fall short, it's because the list that they have is so unrealistic, they're not gonna find it. And let's just face it, we're not all 1% men. We're not all the 1% men. Some of us may be in the 5%, 10%, 15%, which is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. The first qualifier of the 1% men is 6 foot and over, right? I'm 5'11". On a good day with the right boots, I could pass for 6. That's not what I'm aspiring to be. Actually, I'm not trying to fall into the 1% men because of that's what women want. I am trying to be my own 1% and be my own best version, and everything else I can check off over time. And it's not too late to start your own journey either. But drawing it back to this social media, it's just open. They got way too many options, guys. There's a saying that I've seen, and I felt this as well at certain junctures of my life is, 80% of the woman population don't even see us regular guys. We can call ourselves regular guys, right? But they cannot see themselves as regular because everyone thinks that they are the next best thing, and whatever they got to offer, if you know what I mean, is very special. But yet they have been giving it up to that one guy that they hate the most and who they coin as the a-hole. They made him do very little work for that. Now they're gonna make you jump through all the hoops, is because they got all the options, all these other dudes. I don't want to use the terminology because I'll get banned, that are lined up to get next. Basically, I got next. Like that's where so the ratio could be 100 guys to one girl, and you don't even make like the top 10. Like that's how far the totem pole is these days. So you have to ask yourself, is the juice worth the squeeze? You're putting in all this time and you somehow saw something special in this one girl, you can't get her out of your mind, your head. You had this amazing conversation with her and she gave you her Instagram. Guess what? She did the same for those 99 other guys. You're not special, my dude. The one thing that does separate you is you are in the 100 to 200, 300 men that actually had a conversation with her, and she just gave you it's what she's doing is you are at the bottom of the option list. You are one of many options she has. This is what social media has done today, is the number of options they have, guys. It's ridiculous. You're competing against athletes, you're competing against celebrities, you're competing against influencers out there that have serious money, because money talks, right? That's what they're monetized. They're monetized. They're bought. They're paid for. That's it. As harsh as that sounds, it's the reality. There are TikTok videos, there are shorts videos that you ask them what's the number one thing that they value. They don't want the relationship. They don't value tradition. They want the money. It doesn't matter how you treat them as long as you have money. Like, meaning that you could be an a-hole. You don't even have to look that good, but if you have money, they will drop all those standards to go with you for a season, for a little bit. Forget relationships. You're not getting a relationship in this day and age and climate. And I'll cover that on a different topic, different video. I've, my recent girlfriend here, I accidentally, and I'm not the guy that snoops through people's phones, just not my cup of tea. If I have a suspicion and intuition that someone's stepping out at me, then I'm not too far off the mark there. And I think she was on the verge of doing so, or maybe already doing so. So which made the breakup a lot easier. And the surprising thing about this breakup is we didn't talk. I just ghosted her. And you have to hold frame when you do that and not have any hopes of her looking back and having any regrets. You know, you have to get over that fact that she's gonna look back and reconsider you and pine for you and cry for you. There's a good chance it probably won't happen. And the reason why it won't happen is also social media is having her options. While you were so busy making her your main girl, your main chick, you were investing all your eggs into this basket. She was entertaining all her options all along. She was lining up her options over the course of while you guys were together because of the social media options. See, it's a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow, and us guys don't like to accept it. So we often, what we do is we drop every. Most of us don't have any options. We're as loyal as those options, really, and sometimes we only have that one option. And I'll admit that I boiled it down. As an older man, especially, you don't have time for games. You're chasing other things in life. So if you find someone, if you find some of the characteristics that you like, and you can work with the other things that are shortcomings per se, I'm okay with it. I'll ride that wave for a while. A year and a half was a good amount of time in today's climate, especially. That's a long time with her. We kind of knew it too. I was getting bored. She was getting bored. Low effort, gradually just kind of started. She wasn't even really trying too much. The sex was getting boring. I was doing all the main lifting in the bedroom, as always. So you got to be doing your part in that sense, right? But she was lining up her next catch, and the long and short of this is that they're never really single, or in that sense, is they're never really in a relationship, are they? And even while they're in a relationship, they will still give their connections out and hand you the phone and exchange your Instagram, stay connected, and have you as the next guy that they can monkey branch off of with. So just remember, is all that time you're wasting, guys, chasing and doing all that work, don't do it for them, do it for you. Don't chase like that. Don't chase like that. Be very attuned to social media and Snapchat and OnlyFans and all those monetization, capabilities that us guys, we just don't have the luxury of that frame, really. Biologically, they're gifted in that sense, right? So they sell what they have to offer very early on in life, where I think that my old school mentality is they should be focused on finding a best suitor and getting married. I don't know if I say settling down, because when you say settling down, it's an offensive terminology, but that's the reality. That's what they should be doing. And then by the time they get to 30, right, when they have already spent their youth and their prime years in this kind of extracurricular activities, and they want that's you, that guy, to put a ring on it, and fun's over, right? So why should you be the next? Why don't you create your own path and have your own options by just being a higher caliber man? And you find that through what I'm doing is self-improvement. There's many things I cover in this lifestyle. And the lesson learned for me is that the things and these types of girls that I've been chasing my entire 20s and even 30s, it all falls in line. Some of the hottest girls I've dated have been in my 40s. And it was less work when I got here because I have put in the work, if that makes sense. You have to look smacks. And even that is not guaranteed. You gotta have charisma, you gotta have creativity, there's a lot of things as a man you gotta bring together to that table. But it can only be presented to that girl or that woman or your options based on your vetting process, and you have to be in a position to do so, is by putting in the work and the reps. So focus on the downtime, your breakups, your divorce, your bounce back in life, your come up, in all of this meditation, these walks, right? Especially these walks. I don't care if you're lifting. I mean, I do care, but if you're into self-improvement and you're established, I can't really coach you or teach you much there because you have a discipline, you have a system that works for you. But I'm saying to, I love that. I love the overcast right there. That is so cool, man. Like behind me. This is where you find yourself. These walks are just so therapeutic for you to come to a decision, to inspire new thoughts, and to heal. And to realize, guys, that you, men, us guys, we're enough. I think we live in a time and an era that we are not appreciated. And that's why they want, masculine guys, testosterone filled men. They want to keep them neutered. It's a sad state of affairs, to be honest. If you're going to be looking to get into a relationship right now and locking someone down, especially in this day and age, I would think twice, because you're better off that she breaks your heart now before you find out later when it's too late. When you've signed the dotted line and it's too late. I mean, I don't have to repeat myself in this video, but I've seen many married women engaged with the ring already popped off, still sharing their Instagrams with other men, thinking that their significant other, the guy that actually popped that question, would be totally fine with it. I wouldn't. Would you? I mean, really ask yourself, like, if you're saying, nah, I'm cool like that, like it doesn't bother me and I'm gonna be okay if my girl. No, you're lying to yourself, you clown. You're lying to yourself, G. Bro, whatever you want me to say it. You lie. I've been that guy. Stop gaslighting yourself that way, man. Accept it for what it is. It just makes life a lot easier. It's easier to accept these things. Accept the truth for what it is, guys. She'll do it even if you pop the question. So if you're on the verge of popping the question, just remember, you are still not going to be that dude, man. She will always have options as long as social media is the name of the game. You are just going to be the next. She got the main dude. And after that, it's all the side dudes that get the fun. You are not going to get any action, my friend. With all these options and DMs and the next alpha or the next main guy or the hero, the Chad, the Tyrone in the DMs. The societal pressure of carrying all that on your shoulders as a man today. Nah, I'm cool off that. And then people will try to counter this by saying, "Oh, you didn't get married? Well, hopefully you're on my channel to find out why I don't believe in all of that nonsense." That's my 2 cents today. A full 20 minutes on social media and the downfall of society. Okay, till the next video, I'm out.